that number 2 seed. So we're gonna rest some guys. There's gonna be some guys that are resting. There are gonna be some guys that are in reserve roles. You can't obviously rest everybody with the schedule. With the roster. And so yeah, that's our plan moving in here forward.
So there you have it, folks. They're going to sit the starters. The starters that do dress will be in a support role, backup role. So normally they're just not going to play. And I think that's the smart move. I know everybody wants the record. I want to see Saquon gets the record, but not at the expense of injury or anything else like that. So if this were the preseason, and I know it's not, and there's a little bit more at stake, and that's why I'm bringing up this point. If this were the preseason, everybody would be like, there's no use in playing your starters in the last preseason game. You give that to the young fellas, let them try to make a team, or if you get somebody new in camp or something like that. But there's no reason for your starters to be out there on the field. And this is the same situation, except there's more at risk. And I've heard all of the theories and all of the opinions, and my opinion is rest is the best key. You don't have a bye week. Our bye week was in week 5, so it was a long time ago. And this is our bye week. You don't really get many opportunities to do this. So you take it when you can get it. Because we can't get the number 1 seed, we're not going to get that first playoff week off. So you got to take that into consideration. I heard a lot of other people that they just want to go for the record. And I understand that. You know, your opinion is your opinion. But I think the bigger thing, the bigger fish is having a completely healthy team in the playoffs. In my opinion, that's the most important thing. Because it's not always the best team that wins. It's the healthiest team that wins. And it doesn't make any sense risking injury, putting yourself in a situation like that when it doesn't matter. This would be a whole different conversation if the number 1 seed was still on the table. But if we win, we gain nor lose any ground. If we lose, we gain nor lose any ground. So you are stuck in the situation you in, win or lose. You play it safe. You play it safe. That's the obvious thing to do, in my opinion. Nick Sirianni is making the smart decision, because that thing in your gut tells you want to do it, but this is where cooler heads have to prevail, and you got to use some common sense. Your competitive spirit is going to ask you to do some things that you normally wouldn't do. And I think this is one of those situations. So, and I would even say if he was 50 yards away, you go for it. But especially when everybody knows you're coming, you don't risk it. You don't risk the offensive line. We haven't had a clean game yet where the offensive line is not getting nicked up. Somebody gets rolled on, goes off for a couple plays. Let's not even enter into that conversation, because the law of averages says eventually there's going to be something serious that comes down the pipe. So like I've said before, what you do is, if you can, you remove the possibility from the playing board. And that's what Nick Sirianni's done. Good on him. That's what a head coach is supposed to do, because you already know if the worst case scenario were to happen, he would get roasted. They would be calling for his job. They would be saying, you can't listen to the players. You're the head coach. You got to make the smart decision in this situation. They would roast him. So to me, this is the best situation this is the best decision for this situation. This is the way it should be. He's playing it smart, which is what he should do. I know there's guys in that locker room that want to go for the record, but this is where a coach is supposed to supersede, and he's supposed to outthink the emotions that are in the room. And I think he made the right decision.